All right, I think this is working. We're going to head out onto the Norwegian Sea once again. Nope, that's not the right cafe, please. What is happening? Okay. Take a quick screenshot of that. Eel Pal. The sorry order is super doable, but it's only an hour, so I say super doable. 374 is not like the smallest sorry in the world. Right. Okay, where's my chat? Yeah, there we are. Yes. Okay, that appears to be working. I hope everyone's doing okay tonight. Once again, we're gonna do another no research run. Oops. Hey, Philanthropy, how is it going? Nice to see you stopping by. I think we probably need to do premium. Oh, actually, you know what? I might have a they're under. Guess I do not. Good man. Good. Move my window so I can see that chat. Up out. Okay. This. Awesome, man. That's good to hear. Fishing and hiking. It's a lot of fun. I kind of go back and forth in stages where I like want to be outside and do a bunch of stuff, and then I like want to go fly, and then I like want to play video games, and I've been learning programming recently. Yeah, I'm all over the place. Glad to hear you're doing something you find fun. Fly fishing's a good time. I've only done it a couple times. My dad taught me how to fly fish. I've never been to like a good location up in the streams or the mountains or anything. I've just fly fished in ponds for in the south, which actually works really well because at least a lot of the panfish here are happy to eat bugs on the surface. So nice. That's good to hear. I've always been into gaming and into PCs, so uh, it is overnight. I think I need to swap to something black, or I'm not going to catch anything. I don't even have. Let's do this, and let's do like something like this. Yeah, but compared to building a drone, a PC is nothing. It's just like a bunch of parts you snap together, pretty much. I mean, there's a bunch of weird, annoying BS, but again, if you built drones, you're used to weird, annoying BS. Um, yeah, like the first time when I built my last computer, it was the first AMD system I built, uh, and I didn't know the memory had to train, so I kept turning on the computer, and then nothing happened for over a minute, and I thought something was wrong. But it turns out it was just my motherboard trying to train the memory for the overclock. So I always forget what I got. I don't know the resin names well enough to remember. All right, we got a little lumpfish. Those are decent silver. Happy to take a lump. Let me pull up CPU-Z here. CPU-Z for those of you not in the US. Yeah, I ended up with a Ryzen 5 7600. 64 gigs of RAM. Yeah, on Twitch I don't have I haven't done enough to even have the affiliate or whatever it's called before you're a partner. I'm a long way away from that. I'm also not sure. Yeah, if you wanted to donate to me, you know, you could um, sign up to my Patreon. Um, but yeah, I'm not. I don't think either channel is monetized currently. I just need a bunch more time on them. I, for some reason, my mic filter is not working. NVIDIA Broadcast updated, and every time I update anything, of course it breaks. And I think NVIDIA Broadcast has now broken filtering my mic correctly. It's like it's hearing the fan. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. There we go. Okay, it's working again. Let's see if it'll keep working or it picks up the fan. Huh. Right there it picked up a Henry bark, which that's my dog, if you don't know. Which normally doesn't happen with this either. NVIDIA Broadcast updated to version 2.0, which is never a good sign. There were major UI changes and probably a bunch of backend changes too. There it goes again, it's picking up the fan. Oh, Henry's doing good, man. Uh, just a dog. Oh, Henry, so I don't know that he changed that much. How much? How much you remember? But Henry was 5 when I got him. He was had him for a while, but he kind of is how he is. But he's been doing good. I love labs. Great dogs. Definitely had a few labs. Back in Alabama now. Here in Alabama, we just adopted the dogs that people would drop off where we lived. Of course, it's horrible, but took care of them. For a lot of different breeds, but that was quite a few labs come. spots. I think I have to go look. People even use not going to catch sculpin. I'll do this. Pretty bright out. Back to what we were. For pink. I'll make it. Never really tried a lot of the that a clip. Set a clip for like 8. Oh, what am I doing? A lurker on. Rip. I don't have. This is horrible. Okay, let's go. My ticket's about to run out. Kind of thinking about going to Amber or Copper. I need to set up chat command. Get donation link. I appreciate you signing up. Decided I'm gonna try to start streaming more. I think I'm just gonna do like no camera games. We no longer do the news. I just produce the Q&As. I decided I was tired of doing the news. The Q&As are just whenever JB has free time because he's doing some other work stuff now. So, like we've got one tomorrow. But Monday, we're not doing one Monday. I think we're doing it Thursday instead. Yeah, and it's just depressing. There's no fun news anymore. TV is matured enough, in my opinion, that all the fun news is kind of over with. Now it's all just like war and people hitting things with drones and planes crashing. Nothing that exciting. I mean, there's a couple stories every week that are, but nothing like it used to. There were new technologies developed, and ExpressLRS was coming out and developing new features. You know, DJI released a digital, another one, and then another one, which happened again. But at some point, it's like, how many times can you talk about the same thing? You know, HD0 came out, Walksnail came out. I mean, there were these big things that happened. Kind of stuff just doesn't really happen as much anymore. So. I mean, he got the hammer, but honestly, it's kind of what he would have wanted, right? I doubt anybody's going to watch this later, but so you know, Silly Drone Life is a YouTube drone person who did a bunch of dumb stuff on live streams. So got pinned with like 130,000, maybe $200,000 in fines or something like that. However, they did a court case, and he agreed to own up to doing everything, but instead of paying the fines, he's just no longer allowed to fly drones in the United States anymore. It's fine. It's symbolic, right? I don't think they really wanted to push because he doesn't have the money. And at the end of the day, like, you're breaking the rules already. Why would you care if they ban you from flying again? That's a rule that you weren't following anyway. I mean, again, it's symbolic, and I understand why they did it, and they can really do crazy stuff later to him if he ever got in trouble again. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really do it. The guy wasn't following the rules anyway. And they asked him, and he wasn't following the rules. And then they asked him, and he wasn't following the rules. Like telling the guy he can't fly is too much. I'm at the end of the day. Also, I'm glad the guy doesn't have to pay a bunch of money. I wish he would have listened, but I also don't think he did any damage to people. However, it's just worth considering that if he had done damage to people or property, it would have cost him $1 or $2, probably not, and they would not have been nice. Let him symbolically get off. They would have been private companies. All right, I think we're gonna go carp fishing. Glad to see this bug is alive and well. The physics just don't work on this stuff. Okay, where are we going? Oh, I have my royals all set up, don't I? Excellent. Where are these set up for? That's where we're going. Real carp? 36, 31, 33. Overlord. Yeah. What's biting? Let me check the trophy channel. Linear. There's a burbot at quarry. That's fun. Is there anything incriminating on this? I guess I could. Well, that's ugly, but hey, this is the trophy channel on the official Discord. Burbot trophy might be kind of fun. It's on frog though, and I'm not really gonna farm frog. Fuck. 983. Glad to see the classics haven't changed. Oysters, crab, and mussel. That's fun. All mirrors though. Oh, who wants a mirror trophy? Actually, the money's probably decent, right? 5 meter. Oh my god, the pike is it amber? Never see that. I haven't. That's on the trophy card at amber. Fascinating. Oh, I'm gonna go get kitchen common. Well, that sounds. Or black carpet bear. Oh, I see. Okay. So, saw that other ghost carp trophy. This is definitely a rando. You can see not catching rares otherwise. Oysters and crab dip. I should try this. I mean, people. Oh, that's him. Same guy. Is that just pure luck? Day back. Think anything. That for anybody watching this who doesn't know, the way the game works is fish sort of migrate, and what that really amounts to is the fish move randomly. Okay, here's what we don't actually know what it amounts to because the devs don't tell us anything. What it essentially means that it seems that fish in a lake maybe roll like 5 or 10 spots that they're going to start to congregate in, and they'll congregate in different masses, like as far as like bite rates or types. So maybe it will roll in speculation, but it'll roll something like mirror, leather, common, and then a couple rares that might be in that group. And then it'll roll some kind of food preference or like flavor preference for those carp. Um, and then maybe even other things we don't really know. And then that will also be based on temperature and time. Uh, and the spots are kind of random. So players have a bunch of historic spots where they know fish will randomly go to. They check those spots and they use baits that historically work in different combinations. So somebody might try 3 lines. One will have like oyster, one will have like cocos and cream, one will have like something else. And then, when you're scrolling through spots, nothing's really guaranteed. Everything can go up and down at different times. Most of the time, it takes time for fish to migrate up and down, but sometimes they'll just leave. Rares can be really random or more common. And then it also seems like each player maybe has a little bit of a modifier on themselves. Uh, because you can't just go to a spot and catch the same things everyone else is catching too. Holy, look at that fish. How is that not a blue tag? What is a blue tag leather? Blue tag is the rarest. Yes, this game gets constant updates by the developers. It's not necessarily not like a live access game or live service game, really. Like you're not getting like an update every month or two with like really new content, not like Path of Exile or something. But you are getting a new water body every 1 to 2 years. Like I'm in Norwegian Sea right now on my um that that was like a year and a half or 2 years ago they added that. They updated a water body this year instead of adding one, but I suspect we're going to see one in the next few months. But historically, they've been pretty good about supporting the game, just keeping it going, sort of thing. Otherwise, the systems kind of work in the background, and they do a lot of bug fixes, things like that. Say a lot, not that many, but it's better or worse depending on the time. That leather is massive, man. 43 kilograms. That's like 100 pounds, right? Oh yeah, the tags on it are 2 kg. So 45 is the blue tag. You caught a 43. Yeah, that's rough. Oh my god, that's at Bear Lake. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I'm just sitting here not fishing. 563 at Bear from Mirror. Leather. Oh, like another example of an update they just did. They just added a new fish to the start, like the first lake you get to. You know, It's not like amazing. It's not huge, but it's like another thing to catch. Another trophy you might want to get. Another thing that helps new players. They just boosted all the silver values, which is historically something they have not done. I don't want to put any notions. In the past, it's always been the prices go up, not down, because the later lakes give you more silver, and they want to make sure people can't buy stuff too fast. Silver is the money in the game, but they actually did increase the price and value of some of the silver of the lower fish recently. They added that fish. I don't know. That's nice. They've got a decent cafe for that. The thing to know about Russian fishing for is it's extremely grindy. Expect to be grinding for a long. So what are we doing here? What's our plan? Am I really gonna go to Bear? Fish with Cocos? That in so long. There's a black carp trophy coming out of there too. It's been coming out of there for 2 days. All right. So this is pop up in corn. Bear trophy. This is 22 pop up in corn. Yeah, I've never played War Thunder, but just to give you an example, uh, I'm I'm just getting to the end game essentially of the game. I mean, I say just getting, like uh I don't know. I mean, I still have a lot of things to buy. I still have a lot of silver to grind, and I am at 2,400 hours in this. There's a lot of fish I cannot catch. A lot of things I cannot do. I don't know. Yeah, again, I don't know about. Um. So okay, you're gonna be at home here because that's like we're talking 250, 300, 350 hours to grind out a good reel. So you're in the same. We're in the same ballpark here. Like if I'm really cooking, I can make 600 to 800 silver an hour. At the most, 600 to 800 silver an hour. And like one of the reels I want is like 80,000 silver. You know, so that's 100, 120 with end game gear, farming end game fish with end game money to like get a better end game reel. That's not the rod. That's just this game is very good about not pushing you to buy stuff. And I'll tell you the another thing that pushes you down to buy stuff is it's extremely expensive. They're not putting things at a price where people can buy them. Not what's happening. They're putting price at things where like you're gonna spend the money if you want to do it. In USD, unless it's on sale, gold is one gold is $2. So like, if you want to buy an endgame conventional, we're talking like $500, $400, for like really good. These are the electric reel, kind of overkill. These go up to 320, which is $640. Yeah, you can get it on sale for like $400 or something. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of people like that. You see a lot of Chinese people. I mean, people in general, but a lot of Chinese people who post screenshots and they're like, they have an insane amount of silver and they have an insane amount of gold, and they just never spent their silver because they spend gold on everything. I'm sure they have an insane. But for me, the whole point of the game is grinding. I'm glad that they're not cheap enough to make me want to buy Okay, what am I doing? Let's buy boilies. So I probably have. I need to fish with 22s, probably not. We'll try both. Are we really doing 12? I don't know if you know anything about fishing in Europe or Russia or any of the foreign places, but they tend to fish a little bit differently in the US. Some people in the US fish this way, and it's becoming more common. But these are the rigs I'm using are like bottom fishing rigs, and you're using a PVA. Oh, Australia. Okay. You use like PVA in Australia? Do you know what a PVA bag is? US, nobody, I grew up not knowing, even though I fished my whole life. Okay, okay, okay. So basically what PVA is, I can remember what button, what game. I need to. Okay, so in this game, basically, you're mixing dry ingredients, and this is what you do apparently in Europe and Russia and a lot of areas. Um, you're mixing all these ingredients together. So I'm like taking corn flour, and I'm taking a bunch of pellets, and I'm mixing together into like a dry mix. What am I doing? Sweet cream. Did I buy the wrong one? Okay. But yeah, you combine all these pellets together. So these are just like bags of flavored pellets, fish pellets. And then put them into what's polyvinyl alcohol bag, a PVA bag. And the PVA bag gets tied onto the hook. And then you throw it out into the water. And the PVA bag opens up from the water getting it wet and dumps a little bit, like a chunk of feed onto the ground under the hook or around the hook. And the hook kind of lays in the center of it. And then typically on the hook, you have some kind of artificial corn or real corn or something like that. And then what that does is basically, yeah, makes the carp or whatever fish are eating it come by and suck it up. They suck up the hook. It also just like chums the area, sort of. You know, in the U.S., it was kind of looked down on to chum fish. I'm just like tying these bags. It's all these pellets together in these little polyvinyl alcohol bags. These get stuck on the end of the hook. Then so this is the rig we're using. There's like a little weight with a slider, and then there's a hook down here with these little boilies on it, and artificial corn, and a dip. And I'm going to stick my cocoa PVA we just made on there. And I've got my hook, I've got my braid line, I've got my lead core, all my little parts. Part break. I'm going to go ahead and head out to Bear Lake. 5563 clip 22. That's right here. Oh no, is it over here? 563. Oh, I forgot you can use the map now. 5560. Like that's another example of an update they did. Like before, when you hovered your mouse over, you couldn't see the location. That helps a lot. On the bottom right, there on the mini map, it didn't used to be built in. You used to have to hit map to look. I still do that a lot. Okay, now how do let's remember what buttons we. So if I do this, I have my little rod pod. Oh, okay. Set my clip to 22. Set up here. 33, 31. Okay. Trying to make sure I'm not going to break anything. Go. Other things you can do as well, like in this case, right, we're throwing these out into the water. But, you know, maybe it's going to take the fish a little while to figure out where we're at. So, do another thing they do in real life, and I learned about through the game. Oh, that's fine. Which is spot. Very quick. Yes, this picked it up. Okay. Then with spot, we go here and we look at a spot rod. And a spot rod is a rocket feeder. Got this rocket thing on the end of it that holds the pellets, the same way as a PPA bag does. Then when it hits the water, it blows open and spreads all the stuff around. So I'm just going to toss one out that I've already got made. Got a little bit of cocoa stuff in it. Put it out to 22. We've already got a bite there on the second rod. I'll just hit it one time with a little spot. Oh, okay. Yeah, the farther you get in the game, the more stuff there is to learn that's kind of like this. But this is how they fish for carp out in Europe, especially. Like when you go to a paid pond or something, that's how people are fishing. Typically, though, there's like little alarms that are down here, but I've got lights on the rod tips. You know, and these are feeder rods. These rods like have a little quiver tip at the end. That's a little light tip that like is more sensitive to the carp biting. when you do rigs, you have like these little like in real life you have these hairs. That's where you put the horn on the back of the hook, tie a little hair to it and stuff, and you have to tie it in the right direction so that it hooks the carp in the mouth. And hook is dull; it doesn't hook properly because they don't use barbed hooks. There's a lot to fishing over there. Whereas in the U.S. and a lot of other places, typically you just throw a bait on a hook and throw it in the water and catch something. That's what I do here in Alabama. Throw a worm on a hook and toss it in. But over there, it's much more sport fishing, and all the carp over there, like, because they fish in a lot of paid ponds in the same places people fish in, and all the carp are released. Uh, they all like know how to get off the hook and stuff. Like they'll spit the hook, their like mouth is like really hard, so it isn't um, pointy enough. They spit it out because it's in their mouth. And it's crazy. Okay, so there's what we came for. The leather carp. Not gonna complain. I ended up buying some hair rigs and here because there are some carp here in South Alabama, in the surrounding area, rivers, and in some of the lakes, mainly in the rivers. Um, it's pretty neat. I made some homemade boilies, like a dough, flour and flavoring, an egg. You can like make them and freeze them. See what we got here. This bite rate is great. I'm already very happy with the bite rate. But did I use 16 or 22? Did I like totally space out putting on these? A mirror? Yeah, I put a 16 on here. One. I've never fished for cod. I've only fished for stuff down here in the ocean down here in the Gulf. Otherwise, it's just been freshwater here in South Alabama. And then in Colorado, I did some fishing in a couple stocked lakes out there. Not much more than that. When you say cod, is that like a ling? Is that a different thing? I can't remember what they call them. Oh, blue ling. Call them in the. That's the same thing, or is that something different? I've heard the term ling cod before. Yeah, there's blue ling. Is that what we're talking about? Oh, interesting. It is not related to the northern hemisphere marine cod species. Okay. Oh, pondy. I've heard that name before. Kind of like a muskie. Another, I mean, 5 kilo leather, I'm not going to complain about. In real life, I'd be super stoked to get a 10-pound leather carp, but game we're kind of not. However, it's a rare carp. That hump is interesting. It sort of looks like, at least in the pictures I'm seeing, they kind of have a hump. I guess not all of them look like that, though. A little hump. Yeah, it looks like it's. I'm sure that fish is a blast to fight. The other cod in this, Atlantic cod, doesn't really have the same hump, but like, it's probably not related. These things fight like a. There are really a lot of cool. I mean, you can see how many fish there are. There are really a lot of cool places to fish here. I'm trying to remember what that one salmon is called that kind of looks like that hump. Dolly Varden? Is that what I'm thinking of? Not really. Kind of. But there's one that's like got a back hump. There we go. That's more what I'm thinking of. Mongolian redfin. $2 meters. Yeah, in America, everybody thinks carp are pests, but they're really a blast to fight. In the city fish in the ocean over there, like, do you have pinfish? Or I don't know what they would be called. We call them chofer or pinfish. They're basically just really annoying little tiny fish that eat any kind of cut meat or bait, shrimp, anything, instead of the fish you want to catch. Not sure what they'd be called over there. I'm sure there's another. Um, a 27-pound, 29, whatever. Bad. Oh yeah, sand perch. That's what some people call them. Sand perch. Looks like a baby sheep's head. Sheep's head there. In a black carp. I wonder if I should go up to 22. Size has been okay, but not. But the bite rate's been great. Almost don't want to increase. Suck into a bigger one. I don't know how long you're. Right back. Yeah, I should go up in size. I'm gonna bump one of these. Right. You can do other things like amount of corn on there. Put 2 boilies. I think we're gonna check 1, 2. I wonder, is my voice getting cut off? Is everything sounding okay? Like that? Because I think a couple times it is actually filtering out my voice. Might get too boring to watch on stream, but Coco 22 double core. Actually, is everybody running double core or single core? Single core. We'll put 1 on double and 2 on single core, and what happens? Probably gonna get slow. Your YouTube chat is working. I got a nibble. Trying to remember what the last things I played were. Um, like right now I'm playing through Kingdom Come Deliverance, because I want to play the second one, first one, I restarted. Um, I've heard the second one is good. Uh, Stalker 2 played a decent amount of, but I'm actually waiting on more patches for that game to come out. And then I've been playing the Stalker mod, Stalker Gamma, come out. You like the Stalker game? Obviously, Russian fish. Played a lot of Balatro when that came. Fun game. Really bad at remembering what I play a lot of stuff on Game Pass for like an hour or two on Game Pass. Playing like this new Sniper Elite game. I played the last one too just because it comes on Game Pass. Older. Oh yeah, Escape from Tarkov. I play that fairly often. Go in and out. Other than that, not much lately. The last month and a half, I replaced a decent amount of gameplay with learning Python, learning programming in general, but Python. I know the principles of object-oriented stuff, but I've never actually sat down and learned a language and then made something. Finally did that. In the morning here, it'll start picking up. Then with these big baits on there. I just often want to be able to do things, too, because I don't know how to program. Whether that's, fix something like a bug in a program I'm using, or, maybe at some point I hope to be able to put a pull request into ExpressLRS, you know, something like that. Um, I recently remade the bot in Joshua Bardwell's Discord that used to exist, but nobody maintained it, and we didn't have a code for it. Some guy just made it and left. So I made a new bot for that, and then added some features to that. You know, it like collects every message on the server, and then logs all the deleted messages in case anybody's trying to talk to somebody poorly and delete it, prove it to the mods or something. For instance, added some troubleshooting for that. So that was good. I got to learn about how the APIs work and how the Discord specifically APIs work for building a bot. Learned how caching works. Learned how to run an AWS server with a simple program, Python script, and working on a program that can use optical character recognition to read the records from the records tab here. Fortunately, the official game only keeps records from the all like these just the general records here. And I think they have the C records. They only have 2 of these categories basically. There's 4 more, so there's like a lot more information you could do instead of just scraping the website. And the way this game works, if you know a fish is being caught on a bait at a certain time, then you have more information. So it's nice to collect those. There's a website R4 Records that collects the ones off the website, but I'm gonna optical character recognition scrape screen, and I do have it working, but it's I need to train the model. This is only like 80 or 90% accuracy. Hey man, that's cool. Everybody's got something they enjoy and or are good at. I've always thought about getting into programming. I've spent, a day or two before doing like Python, looking at ideas, but none of it ever stuck because I didn't keep coming back to it. But I forced myself to do it for a month. I knew that I would want to do it. And after the month, it was enough for me to take it and make something that has propelled me forward into learning a little more. We'll see how far it goes. Drop stuff pretty quick, but hopefully I can keep it up. Definitely better size here, I think. Had to wait on it. Yeah, there we go. That's the biggest one yet. And it hit right as the morning came here. Just kind of what we'd expect. Still have not seen a grass carp or a black carp. Normally you see grass carps where you see black carps. So I would expect that if I was going to see like a black carp, which is a rare, I would be seeing grass carp, but I think we have another biggest fish. Maybe he's just... Oh, look, somebody in chat on the left caught a black carp, trophy black carp. Yeah, we'll know if it's a trophy because my rod will be spooling. I won't be pulling it in like this, that's for sure. Not bad at all. Alright, finally got a fish that can pull. Yeah, most of my tackle's really old too. There's a trophy mirror in chat. I typically get stuff from like the discount store. Or stuff that's on sale. It's not super big. Unless it just starts running here. But it's big enough to pull me. I'm gonna guess we're in the 20 kg from 42 pounds or something like that. Mirror trophy is 25. I think black carp trophy is 25 or 30. But I guarantee this is not. This is a grass carp or black carp. I would be shocked. We had to be much smaller than 20. These grass carp are like little bullets. They just are like bullet trains, or grab it and go. I thought this was decent size. This is not pulling very hard. 20 kg is huge, just not in this game. I mean, it is when you're new, but when you get farther up in the game, you get not a bad fish, man. Look at that. Yeah, I feel you on the 9 to 5 thing, brother. I'm not doing that either. A pretty good fish. Trophy, I don't think, but 21.8. That was on the double corn. What we're looking for is one of the rods to just go, just like get slapped really hard and then go. Well, nobody got what is likely a trophy on. I yanked that. Ah, humbug. Decent pull again. $18.8. Not bad. Oh, found the black card. Go see what we're making. That is great money. Another black carp. All right. I think we're gonna call it there. Really not that bad. 450, 500 for an hour. Just tossing some lines in. I might hit this again tomorrow. I don't know how we'll feel. Everybody have a good night. I'm close to 42. We're getting there. Everybody has a wonderful day, night, whenever you watch this, whenever you're watching this now, wherever you are.